Welcome back to action from the Extreme Festival of Motorsport here at Red Star Raceway. We've seen some great forward action so far and some more to come now with Mart Volkswagen Challlenge. This is the biggest field on the day and certainly one of the most competitive, and they're certainly going to put on one of the best shows this big crowd has come out to see. Mart has had some great battles this season and more to come now as we roll out for race number 1. Rory Atkinson will be looking to just try and consolidate some points at the front end of Class A, and we've been pushing hard to keep Stian Kriel out of that overall championship victory. Lyle Ramsey comes off a double victory and is certainly fired up, and we're looking for another chance to go for the double. Let's see if he's able to do that as he gets onto the front row there and gets off the line nicely. The Munro car leads as they head down towards turn number 1. Rory Atkinson in the slot in behind him. Oh, in the background, Verilini coming side by side there, and Smallberger gets tagged. The Sabertech Polo getting sent to the sidelines, and that's not where you want to start the race. So Derek Smallberger unfortunately sent off the circuit there by Verilini. I think there might have been a little tap there from Chris Dale as well, but the three of them were side by side and wing mirror to wing mirror. Mo Dangle diving through, and he tags the back end of Valdi. Dangle and Valdi come together. Then you've got JP van der Walt, and look at that, Bevan Masters trying to avoid all that action. They are 2 by 2 down into turn 3. Further back, Class B has started, and what a start to this race. Oh man, they're just spinning everywhere. The 5-2 car getting completely out of shape there. And Nicholas clearly needs to put his name on the side of that car because we couldn't work out who it was until he turned around. Ashrak Sadik also getting out of shape, trying to avoid the spinning car. Class C is all about Van der Merwe. He's got ahead of Basha and Reiner van Heerden. Oh, and he's got out of shape again. Cleary has spun once again, so he's battling there with some cold tyres. It's very cold yet today at Red Star Raceway. Track conditions are treacherous out there. I think the temperature only got up to about 10 degrees Celsius in the first heats of the day, so it's very tough. Let's have a look at this once again here from Derek Smallberger's point of view. Yes, Dale comes across on him. He's got nowhere to go because on his inside, he had the high-flying Verilini, and then he went sideways. Good catch there from D, but he gets back on track. This is Valdi Meinke's spin as well. Looking further back, that's the tag that comes from Mo. Mo Dangle gives him a second tag and puts him straight. Bevan Masters goes around the outside. Oh, this is Volkswagen Challlenge at its best. Change up for the DJ in Class A as they get to the very tricky chicane. Is it going to be though? Only just. Rory Atkinson just squeezing out Ramsey into the chicane as they come through there. The Munro car down to second place now, but that battle's not done. They cross the line and complete this first lap, and what a lap it's been. Across the line they come and down towards turn 1. Once again, it's the Munro car diving to the inside, but Rory sees him coming and shuts the door this time, not allowing Lyle Ramsey through. Third place is Masters. Behind that, it is Meinke's. Then you got Van der Walt. Looks like we might have Mo Dangle missing from the front end there. Class B now coming down on the braking markers, and Richie Napier, one of the best starts we've seen from him. He's up to second place ahead of Jacques Smith and following on the back end of Stian Kriel, who leads out. Then it's Van der Merwe, Basha and Reiner van Heerden, top 3 in Class C as they go through turn 1. So a nice little gap between these cars so we can pick up on all the different categories and different classes in this category. Pete Potgieter now trying to close things down, and he's got problems behind him. That's Lindsay Kleur. Kleur getting out of shape, just putting a wheel on the inside. I think that was De Silva. Yep, De Silva running around the outside in the second of the Mart cars. And then eventually just getting back on track, Lindsay Kleur finds the way back onto the black stuff. Front end of Class A's opened up ever so slightly. Ramsey's lost the toe there to Rory Atkinson, but has fallen into the clutches of Bevan Masters. So Bevan Masters is at a fantastic second part of this race, closing right in there on Munro car of Lyle Ramsey. This is Valdi Meinke's point of view. They're just up ahead of him. He's trying to fend off JP van der Walt, who's just on his tail, and I think Mo Dangle might be not too far behind them. Dangle might have actually squeezed through between the two of them and got ahead of JP van der Walt. We'll wait and see if that's the case as we go back to second and third place. This is Class A, second and third place. This is second place in Class B. The SA Pool Liners car having a fantastic drive. Richie Napier, one of the best we've seen out of him, and as I say that, commentator's curse, but fortunately he kept it buried and back onto the black stuff. Oh, Dale has gone out of shape again. Might be just avoiding Chris Dale as they came in there. And Barbaglio was very lucky to miss him. Now you got Jacques Smith trying to close down on Richie Napier for second and third in Class B. The B guys are absolutely flying, trying to close down on Stian Kriel. But Kriel has got it all sorted out as he goes into turn 1. Look how smooth he looks through there in the Mart car. Great job there from him. Issues, unfortunately, there for the 19 car pulling to the sideline. And JP van der Walt is off as well. The Platinum Wheels and JRT Polo out of this one. Reiner van Heerden runs a little wide. Oh, he's under late braking though. Oof. And is that Gossman who's got through? Yes. Andy Gossman was applying the pressure. It paid off. And that is perfect timing there for him on the last lap. This is the leader of Class A, and it is all about Atkinson in that BHIT Logistics car coming to take the checkered flag. First victory goes to Atkinson ahead of Lyle Ramsey, who's a bit further back than what he'd like to be, and under some pressure there from Bevan Masters. Class B goes to Creel, pretty easily done in the end. And in Class C, a great drive from Darby van der Merwe, who wins out over Foreign Basha. Confirmation of the results there: Atkinson, Ramsey, Bevan Masters and Valdi Monkeys ahead of Mo Dangle, Ronaldo Verolini, Mike Babaglia and JP van der Walt in Class A. Class B honours went, of course, to Steon Creel. He did a super job to beat out the whole pack. And Richie Napier was there in second place. Charisse van der Merwe and Elna Cruiser beating Jacques Smith to the line in the closing stages just ahead of De Silva. Darby van der Merwe won out Class C ahead of Foreign Basha. Let's catch up with Class A contender Mo Dangle after his 5th place finish.
Had a small incident touching with Valdi Monkeys going into turn 3 on the first lap. That took me back to 6th. I bent my front right wheel, so I had some toe in, made the car difficult to handle. Managed to hold on to 5th place in the end, so I think everything went well considering.
Lots of luck going Charisse van der Merwe's way in the closing stages of race 1.
Kind of lost it. I forgot to brake through turn 1. But I kept it together. I managed to keep the position, so I'm glad about that. And then I stayed 4th most of the time, and then the last lap, Jacques Smith, he lost it at turn 7, and me and Elna just took the gap.
Great stuff from those two lucky ladies, and now some lady luck for a couple of guys who had some issues with their cars and have to get that sorted out in the break. You see them working frantically to get them back up, and hopefully we'll have a full field to restart race 2 here of the Mart Volkswagen Challenge. And remember, they all have to stay within the spec of each of those respective categories within this class. So that's why you see the guys measuring so meticulously to get the car set up for race number 2. Thumbs up all round, and I'm sure they're all ready to go. It is once again Atkinson on the front row and in pole, but alongside him Bevan Masters. The right-hand side of this track seems to be the line to be on as they go into turn 1, and Bevan Masters looks like he might be able to get the whole shot there over Rory Atkinson. Cleaner start this time from Dale. The Sabertech car of Derek Smallberger just slotting in the back, and here goes Class B. Ready Napier all over the back of Creel. Side-by-side action as they go there. Elna Cruiser going side-by-side with Charisse van der Merwe, then Van Zyl. A little wide running up from the Dirt Nurse car. Portfeater slotted through there, you can see. Make my day. Well, you've got to get past him first, and side-by-side with De Silva as they get to turn 2. Good shot here from Jacques Smith as they get into turn 2. You'll have to give a little bit of room there for De Silva in the second of the Mart cars. Oh, Napier puts a wheel on the dirt. Don't want to be doing that. It's very slippery out there. It's slippery on track, nevertheless, as well as you see Charisse getting a bit out of shape there, and cold tires catching her out, sending Francois Van Zyl onto the dirty stuff. Little tag from the back as well, as you can see. And it looks like there was a couple of cars involved there, but Charisse, the big spin, made a couple of guys have to go left, right, and center to avoid her. Here comes Class C now. Foreign Basha's got the lead there in Class C, and spinning out. Zaim Ghulam at the back, he's got it out of shape there. I think it may be a concern for a change of surface flag there. A couple of cars. Charisse is still stuck there on the sideline. Looks like she might be in a little bit of pain. I wonder if those fractured ribs might just be giving her a little bit of hell, and safety car has been deployed. Have a look and see here from Jacques Smith's point of view. You can see Robbie De Silva, and there goes the spin. Little tap to De Silva. De Silva gets helped out by Jacques Smith. He had nowhere to go. And side by side with him was Lindsay Kleur, who got through there. Restart, green flags, down towards turn 1, and Lyle Ramsey going for the attack. Gets on the inside, little touch. Oh! Touching wheels, almost single-seater style there into turn 1 between himself and Masters. Ramsey gets the whole shot though, and leads out with Masters on his tail, then Monkeys. Behind that, you can see a hard charge coming from Rory Atkinson, who's down in 4th. That's the first and the worst he's been all day long. He's got Dango on his tail, and right behind that, Verolini. Smallberger's moved up just behind them. And they're all trying to close down on the front end fight here. You can see Chris Dell and Smallberger chopping and changing there. It looks like Dell might have just got ahead there of the Sabertech car. Lindsay Kleur now in a decent position, but unfortunately right in the mix here with most of Class B. And you can see that Class B battle also starting to heat up as much as it is here in Class A. Atkinson looking for a way past. The Allwagen parts machine there, Valdi Monkeys, is under threat. And it's BHIT on his tail and Munro in front of him. Masters leading things out and staying out of trouble. Trying to basically just get away from that little pack. Let them go for the fight. Let them continue fighting hard. Look at that black stuff just in front of you. That's where the Porsche went off earlier and lit that grass alight. So it's been some fun and games we've had here all day long. But now in Motormart, they are fighting hard here for this championship. Class A and overall. Oh, another spin there from, that is Ashraf Sadiq again. He's just getting out of shape there. Really battling with the cold track conditions today. Valdi Monkeys down into turn 1. And closing in, I thought that might be Atkinson diving on the inside. Oh, and we got a wheel on the dirt there once again from Masters, just putting a big puff of dust straight into the face of those cars. Napier in second place in Class B with Potgieter up to third. Francois Van Zyl trying to close down on Jacques Smith. Van Zyl's been off there, but Smith hanging on right now. Barsha, has he found a way past just yet? No, Davy van der Merwe has returned the favour and got back to the lead. This is going to be a great battle in Class C2, right to the line. Gosman starting to close things down there on them. Davy van der Merwe under a bit of pressure there. The Motortronics man starting to close down on van der Merwe. Sharice's car on the sideline there. She's been sent off to hospital just to check out those ribs and make sure she's okay. I'm sure she's going to be, and we wish her a speedy recovery to get back into this category as soon as possible. Lindsay Kleur, after that spin earlier on, now trying to make up some ground and get back into contention. Front end battle continues for second, third and fourth place. They haven't caught Masters. He's pulled away ever so slightly, but because they are fighting so hard, and Masters is going to go to the checkered flag to take this victory. Up into the chicane though, Ramsey hangs on. Atkinson tries to find a way past. Now Ramsey doing it all right to keep his championship rival behind him. Little wheel on the dirt there from Atkinson, but it's going to be Masters who's going to take the win. Lyle Ramsey hangs on for second, and Atkinson comes through this time for third place. It's one of the worst finishes we've seen out of him in a long, long time. But into first place for Class B, another dominant ride here from the Motormart car of Stian Kriel. He comes through a long way ahead of Richie Napier and Francois Van Zyl. Davy van der Merwe coming to the line. Checkered flag is his. Foreign Basher right on his tail. Great battle between those two expected right to the end of the season. Confirmation of Class A, Bevan Masters, Lyle Ramsey and Rory Atkinson beating out Baldy Monkeys, Mo Dangle, Verolini, Derek Smallberger and Mike Babaglia. In the Class B, Stian Kriel was the dominant factor, beating out Richie Napier. Francois Van Zyl eventually snuck up into third place, beating out Lindsay Kleur and Robbie De Silva, with Jacques Smith in sixth. Davy van der Merwe, as we saw, taking the win in Class C ahead of Andy Gosman. Championship results after round number 5, and Atkinson on 94 points, only 4 points clear of Stian Kriel, and Jacques Smith right up there as well. That overall battle is definitely starting to take its effect at the front end. Keep an eye out on Bevan Masters and Ramsey as they make their way to the top. Let's catch up with Bevan now after that second race win.
They had a great start. Was up with Rory. He managed to get in front, and Lyle had pressure all over the back of me, diving, etc. Unfortunately, Rory locked up and went off, which opened up the door for me. Got through, safety car, restart. Lyle was on it again, had a good dice with him. Very happy to finally pull a first place. And I'd just like to thank Motormart, the CPS warehouse, and Andre Haupt, and the guys at the racing team for all their efforts.
Double win in Class B for the Motormart man, Stian Kriel.
Safety car came out, and then I knew there's a few tactics when it comes to safety cars, so I just bunched Class B back into Class C, let Class A get away so we don't get involved with them, and as the lights went again, we managed to pull a gap and get home with a full bag of points for the weekend, so that obviously helped for overall championship, so we're very happy.
Another top of the podium finish for Davy van der Merwe in Class C.
Had an awesome weekend. Car was perfect, strategy was perfect, and the pace was unbelievable. So thanks for Lee Thompson and for Motormart for this awesome weekend.
All This Extreme Festival of Motorsport action is proudly brought to you by Car Care Clinic and Motormart Klerksdorp.